What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing the late Married at First Sight. This is season 16, episode 16, The Unbearable Truth. And before I get started, to those new to my YouTube channel, I do detailed reviews on reality shows. I don't do every single scene by scene. I try to pick out the most detailed parts, and maybe pick up some parts that you may have not noticed. And as I said in my intro, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So on this channel, it's all about the comments. This is a comment haven. This is a safe place for you to do your comments, because when you're in the comments and you're interacting with the Dub fam. So over here, we treat each other with respect, and you're free to have your opinion, even if it may not be the most popular one or agreeable. So again, that's all I ask for. When you walk in the door, say something. Say, hey, J Dub, hey, Dub fam. Comment what you think. Talk about your day, anything, because that's why I truly do it for. I don't do it for anything else. So before I get started, let's go ahead and I did note that this episode was late. I told y'all before I was just getting over from being ill, and not only that, now I just have to be thankful and thank God for the day, because your boy J Dub was in a terrible accident that could have went so left, and I saw the light. Like, I was messed up, and thank God it didn't go another way, because now I know how it looks when people are in dangerous situations. They're in their last moments, they by themselves, and they don't know which way it's going to go. And no exaggeration, that's me. So like in real life, I got like a renewed feel for life, and it's just kind of giving me an energy just to want to do more, or kind of, I don't know, let's say make better use of my time, because I know life is short. And not that I think I got at least 35, 40 more years to go. However, we have no say so over that. So just know I didn't want it to be the story. Yeah, you heard about J Dub. You was looking for his video and he never came back. I'm here. I'm alive and well, and I was on one of my favorite toys, my slingshot. But that would be the last time that'll be, because that ain't the first time that has happened. So I'm not gonna wait for a third time. I'm gonna give it up and move forward and just do something better. And just want to say thank you all for your patience, with people who hanging in there with me. And I have to give a special shout out to Auntie's Advice. If you have not checked out Auntie's Advice, her YouTube channel, I mean, I don't know what we're doing, because if you're looking at me, you should already know who she is. But I did a late night live with Auntie, and she kind of pulled me up and just saying that she appreciates and respects what I do, and just that the problem with me is with consistency, which I already knew. But I appreciated her kind words, and she even offered to help me out to help my channel grow, and I appreciate that. And just by doing that live, I gained about like 50 more subscribers. So y'all see me, appreciate y'all. See some new people down in the chat, your new cousins of Dub fam. Welcoming from Auntie's Advice, because she didn't have to do that, and hopefully I could do that to for other YouTubers that come behind from me, because she ain't the only one who had pulled me up. But I really appreciate Auntie's Advice, and I really respect her as a creator and as a person. So I'm all deep. We about 4 minutes, and let me just hop into this Married at First Sight review. It's 9 days to decision day, and the couples, they're preparing to go on a couples retreat. And the retreat is like it's a planned retreat with it's like theme filled. They already know that they're gonna have a guys pageant. They know they're gonna have an 80s party, and it sounds like fun. I like that kind of stuff. Not that I participate in that kind of stuff. I've never even sang karaoke in front of people, but I want to do something like that one day, because it seems fun. So we see all the couples. They're on the road. They on their way there they going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and that's a place that I always want to go. Like, I'm not an outdoorsy person, but I like the cabin. It's almost like you are in a nice house, but you're surrounded by wilderness. It's like a good look. And the car rides for the couples don't seem that fun, because we go with we see Eris and Jasmine, and they're in the car playing some type of card game that surely will lead to a divorce. Their marriage is not even strong enough to play this card game because they're asking all kind of questions of depth, and really they don't have much going there at all. So we see Clint and Gina, and you can tell their conversation is forced. They'll be talking about, like, how many leaves are out there on the trees, and it's not much substance. They're trying to just get something going. I appreciate the effort, but I'm like Gene at this point. If we're forcing it's fake. So why are we doing it? So we see Nicole, and Nicole is being Nicole. She has some layers to her. At this point, Nicole is now tiptoeing about asking Chris about their post decision day living arrangements, which is very realistic. It's what they got, like 9 days until they get ready to say yes, say no, or whatever, and they still don't know where they're going to live because they're the favorite couple. They don't have any issues or anything like that. But Chris is being Chris. He's playing along accordingly. He keeps it very vague because he doesn't care. He already told Nicole that, hey, you got a lease, I got a lease. We don't know yet. We got to find a place that accepts 3 dogs. So let's add on another 9 months and stay in our respective apartments, and then we'll figure it out. And that's where Chris leaves it, trying to figure it out. And he doesn't care about details. He doesn't care about, I guess, what do you call it? Being proactive and trying to get things done because he wants to stay in his apartment with his 2 dogs while still Nicole tries to figure their marriage out. So good luck with that, Nicole. And that's her fault for real. All the times that they're talking and romanticizing and figuring things out, this should have really came up. And what should have come up is that Nicole was saying, hey, I know you proposed we're going to stay another year apart. However, I'm not comfortable with that. I would like to come up to some resolution that'll work for both of us. This is important to me. What are we going to do, Big Chris? See what he got to say. See what he come with. He might start crying or something. I don't know. So when all the couples get there, they're at the house, and, it's still kind of like very awkward. Dead behind the eyes, freaky heiress, who has zero personality, tells Jasmine that if a bear comes, that she needs to flash him, show the bear her bare breast to scare him off. Listen, Eris, if you just want to see Jasmine's breast, you can just ask her. I'm sure she'll show them to you. Like, he's so awkward. He has no conversation, but it makes sense because I'm sure he doesn't have relationships that are of substance. So he's got one-liners for you, or you're only going to see him for a night or here and there, twice a year or something. So I get it. It's nothing there where you could just sit down and connect with him. So we see Clint and Gina, and they're still talking about things that don't even matter. But what they should be talking about is while they're in the house, they only have a single bed, and for this whole marriage, they've never slept in the same bed. I think maybe in Jamaica, I'm going to say, but while they live together in a shared apartment, they don't do that. So that should be a discussion while they hemming and hawing, and Clint like, oh yeah, we should sleep on the balcony. And Jean like, I'm down. She's down with it or whatever. But, they talk at each other. They don't talk to each other. And like I said, it really could be something there, but, I'm not going to force it like they doing. So, everyone has pretty much arrived at the house except for Chris and Nicole. They're stuck in traffic, or, I don't know, Chris called his dogs and went the wrong way and got off track. But Nicole was like super annoying in that in that car ride. She's like she makes these passive aggressive comments, but she's really talking to herself, but she's saying it so Chris can hear it. And she's like, we're going to have the worst room. And, I'm not going to throw a tantrum about this, whatever. I'm just not going to care about it. Chris ain't think about it. He just ride. He's like, I can't wait to get out this car or whatever. So I'm thinking like, Nicole, would you just shut up? Just shut up. But Nicole is pissed the whole time. Even when she gets there, she kind of lets Chris know that she's so bothered, like she has a Sour Patch Kid attitude. And I thought that was a perfect description. So everyone's there. They're taking shots with the exception of Nicole because she's been a Sour Patch Kid. And they're preparing for the first event, which is the men's pageant. I thought they was going to wait till the next day, but they're getting right into it. There's no time to waste. And at this point, I really liked how involved the wives were in getting their husbands ready. Because I guess most people have a competitive spirit, so they're trying to put best their put put their best foot forward of trying to get ready, get their husband ready to win. And Jasmine is serving Eris, like putting lotion on his ankles. He loves that. Like, oh yeah, baby. Oh, he wants to rule over. He wants you to bend on, like you said, he wants you down on your knees and all that kind of stuff. Crawling to bring him his dinner. That you could tell that's the kind of guy Eris likes. He got some kind of kink in that. And we see Kirsten. She's coaching Shaq on like how to walk, and Dapper Dylan isn't looking so dapper. That outfit was horrible. Like those pants, that white pants with the black stripe, it didn't even go with the jacket. Like this guy claims he's that guy, a Renaissance man. He can dress and do all of that. He really missed the mark. So we look at Chris. His outfit looked like he had a suit on. He looked like he was going to a quarterly financial meeting, but he kind of blew it out the water, which I liked. He put the rock star hair on or whatever. That you have to do something that sets yourself apart. And then we see Clint. Clint is always the showstopper. He's going to do something different. He's going to stand out. Clint I didn't see him have a suit. He even brought like a little Christmas cat shirt, and that kind of proves that he doesn't have the senior swag like he has stated before. Because Gina said that Clint can't dress, and he need a haircut. He needs some new clothes. She just want to change everything about him. So they get to going in the contest or the men's pageant, and it was a lot of fun. Everybody was doing well, and doing their best, walking and performing, and Clint came in with his country swag. He didn't even have a shirt on. He like took the whole cake, and that's what he do. He danced and like, go Clint, go Clint, go Clint. But really, Clint didn't have a chance because more so, I don't think his questions. I don't think he answered them the best. And surprisingly, dead behind the eyes, Eris was answering his questions like pretty good. And it was just like a whole lot of fun. It was a very relaxed environment. Even when Chris came in with his quarterly financial suit on, he gave Shaq his wig, and you could tell when Shaq did his dip and put that wig on, that ain't the first wig Shaq put on. He probably got a whole collection back at the house, like in a little vault where he keep his sewing machines, his extra sewing machines. But anyway, Clint pretty much came in last, and he was rightfully disappointed. He put on the best show, but he really didn't. He didn't really, I guess, answer the pageant questions. But this isn't the first time that I've noticed that Kirsten actually mentioned Clint in a sexy way. Like, does she, she feel like that way? She likes a country cowboy or something. I don't know. But Eris is crowned the king of the husband pageant or whatever, and they're preparing for bed. And I was actually entertained for once on this show, and Jasmine suggested that Eris take a picture like he fell asleep, like he had like a long, exhausting day from winning the crown or whatever. And I thought that was funny. And like I said, it was just really like overall a good time. And then Clint was disappointed that he came in last place, but he was still like a good sport about it. But him and Gina kind of got in the bed comfortably, like it's already been talked about. We didn't see that, but hey, they worked it out, and I'm glad we didn't have no issue where Clint had to sleep outside with the bed. So it's a new day, and Jasmine is upset. She's upset because Eris did not meditate with her in the morning as promised. You gotta care for Jasmine because Eris has continued to disappoint her over and over again, reject her over and over again. But he responded in the right way. He made it up and said, hey, we can't meditate enough. Even though I did my meditation, let's do some more. So that worked. And so it was resolved. And we see Kirsten, we learned that Kirsten is actually a snorer. Shaq is going to tape everything. He's one of those younger millennials who's going to do something like that. But we now know Kirsten is a snorer. Shaq reassures her that, like, hey, it's not a bad thing. It's a natural thing. It's human. Everybody can't be perfect. And we see Chris. He's trying to do something special for his wife. He wants to give her a therapy session. He wants to continue to affirm the positive things about her. So he puts on a little scavenger hunt with pieces of paper. It wasn't nothing special or prizes or anything like that, but just telling her, Nicole is smart, she's special, she's important. It was nice and dumb at the same time. But hey, we got to do what we got to do to help Nicole, because obviously she's not going to get the help that she needs. So as a husband in that moment, Chris is really doing his job, and I only can respect that. So, they at the house, everybody's been talking about these bears, and rightfully so. They're in the middle of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and that's where like bears live. It's like you be in the middle of the ocean. Like, I wonder are there any sharks in this water or something like that. Like, they're in there. You're in their living room. So finally, they get a bear sighting, and Shaq is scared. He ain't even looking. He got his back up against the door or whatever. But Clint, in all his whiteness, says he wants to go out and believes that it's okay to go out, and he actually does. And granted, they're little baby bears or whatever. You're not scared. It's still a bear, razor sharp claws, teeth that break bones, but not so much even the baby bears. What if their mother comes out? Um, you know, is Clint arrogance? Could he deal with that bear? Like, talk the bear down? Like, no, mother bear, I'm not going to hurt you. Everything's all right. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up to be in the hospital with permanent injuries or even death. It's a real thing. Like, granted, I would like to go to those like camping grounds, but I do really have an issue with that. Like, you're walking around. What happens when you walk up on a bear or a bear walk up on you? I mean, that's real life. You on your own. Nobody can save you. Hope you got a sizable weapon to handle that bear is like your only hope. They tell me just make yourself big, No, but I do know that you're not supposed to run, and I wouldn't. But I don't know. That's what I don't know about going to those camping places. I just might stay inside or stay in a hot tub or something. I don't know. So we see the couples. They doing they're kind of venturing out, but separately. Kirsten and Shaq, they go out to like this fun indoor park, and they doing these tube rides and all of that. And then when they finish, they have a serious conversation. And Kirsten shares that they're having like some roadblocks in the communication area. And Shaq is like surprised and with this optimistic attitude, like, wow, I'm shocked. I wasn't aware that we were having this. I'm like, Shaq, who are you? Where were you? You don't know that y'all are having these communication problems. I don't get it. But pretty much Kirsten in a nutshell is telling Shaq, like, she's grown weary of Shaq's neediness. Like, he got to put her in a hotel in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, or, just he got to have her with her at all times. Like, she doesn't have a career. She doesn't have a life. Now, granted, if he wants to cancel some of his glow sticks and high kick parties with the mentees during the week, he could spend more time with his wife. But, it's all about what Kirsten is not doing. What about what Kirsten wants or needs? But, Shaq doesn't get it. He thinks this is like normal behavior to be so needy, to throw tantrums and stuff like that. That he doesn't realize that that's a turnoff to Kirsten. It's glaring. But let's go to Clint and Gina. Clint and Gina, they outside doing their thing, and they on like some type of little go-kart roller coaster that's in the woods. And when I was looking, I was like, wow, that dude look real fun. But I'm thinking, like, it's going through the woods. What if like a bear is like waiting for you to swipe you or something like that? I wouldn't be good, because you ain't like you can go nowhere. You can't stop it. But they sit down, have some drinks, and Clint seems very optimistic about the marriage. And I truly believe if Gina just opens up, put down those barriers a little bit, Clint would be so all in because he really likes Gina, in my opinion. That's what I think. So, it's good that they can still laugh and be friends, but we need more from them. We're talking what a little over a week to go before decision day, and you still being buddy buddy. So, um, let's go to the next couple. Let's go to so sad and depressed, dead behind the eyes, Eris. They go to an indoor activity park. They doing like rock climbing and they're on a trampoline and stuff like that. And in my Martin voice, when I saw Jasmine, I was like, hold up. Did Jasmine pack some type of BBL inserts into those green yoga pants? Because I'm like Aristo, he ain't feeling that away. I thought that's what he wanted. I don't know. Somebody drop down in the comments if you saw something different now. Maybe it was an angle. Maybe my TV's a little bright. I don't know. It looked like she had something a little more going on in the situation. I'm not sure. But, I was, I would wipe my glasses. My little glasses broke. It might fall off on camera, so I don't want to do that. But, yeah, I was shocked. I was like, hold up. Ernst, there you go right there. Ain't that what you looking for? She got the inserts and before she take them out, just cut the light off. I don't know. Do something. Get with it. But, it's like Eris, he always wants to request something from Jasmine, or he wants some affirming, like, well, at least I'm trying. Jasmine, I am trying. You know that, right? So is it like I'm trying? And it kind of gets annoying. He doesn't even look at her. That's an issue to me. Like he'll look at anybody else, but he'll just be talking to her. She's right in front. He over here. I'm like, would you look at the lady? I mean, I know the bottom row is a little tough. I got that. He should be used to it by now. And sometimes Jasmine kind of covered up. She be like talking like this. She doing the best she can. And that's fixable. Y'all can work together on the payment plans for the Invisalign or something. So whatever. It's just like he reminds me like a little stuck kid who his dad never taught to look people in the eyes. And it's super annoying. And it just always seems, the responsibility always seems to come on Jasmine, like, oh, you need to speak up. You need to tell me. And she kind of talked like, I didn't realize my energy was this way, or sometimes you really be involved in your phone. But I can tell you that phone come up. The phone is undefeated. If you have a person that's addicted to their phone, only they know when they had enough, because the phone is the new crack, except you give it to kids. It's just like crack. When they ain't ready to come clean, they not. So for Eris to tell Jasmine, come on up, just tell me get off my phone. People will start to resent you, like, oh, you monitor my phone usage or whatever, It's a lose-lose situation, The internet has ruined the world. There I said it. I got it off my chest. So, I'm just sick of Eris always putting the responsibility on Jasmine to get their marriage right when he has not really tried, as Devon Franklin said, like really get into it. You filled out the application, you took the evaluations and did all the interviews, and now you want to half-step this process? That's absolutely absurd. Give it your all, your best. The attraction can grow. But people saying, oh, that's ridiculous. He's not going to, he doesn't like her or whatever. He can learn and connect with that lady and can become attractive to her. But he's shallow. He wants the body. But I said, to me, she brought the BBL inserts into the on the trip. And so, what? Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he's still looking the other way. He don't look at her. So we get to the guys. The husbands are cooking dinners for the wives, and Captain Clint, he's in charge of everything, and he's pretty much, hey, you guys, I want to know about your sex life. Like, why, Clint? Why do you need to know about my sex life? Because you ain't getting none or whatever. But I don't know. Production puts that up to him, or he says those kind of things. Him and Eris are like one and the same on the low. So the ladies, they outside, they doing their little girl time thing. They're on the back porch kicking it. And, they just trying to talk about like how they getting an update on how they doing in their marriage. And, we see Kirsten. She talks about like she's trying to open up the shack, and really like she's really in the middle of the road of saying yes. because they're having those communication issues or barriers, which I understand. And Shaq is in the kitchen, pretty much telling like, "Oh, I've been open up to you this whole time, and now you want to come around, and this is wrong, and that is wrong, and this is wrong." Like Shaq is still holding that grudge that Kirsten has been slow to open up. And granted, that is not okay. Why? Because people do it at their own pace. And it doesn't work on your time. Yes, I believe when you sign up to this process, you do need to be all in and coming in the mindset of, oh yeah, I'm willing to try or put my best foot forward. But talking about a fight and being in a fight is two different things. It just don't flow like that. So well, I lost myself in my notes. But like I said, to me, Kirsten has a legit reason of why she might say no to Shaq. And they sit around the table and at dinner as a couple and talk about just in their marriage, like pretty much putting both conversations with the guy time and the girl's time. And Kirsten, again, like I said, she's talking about the communication barriers, as she said, with the girls group, and that she requires more grace from Shaq. Like, hey, give me some slack. This is new. I don't react the same way that you do, and I needed to be consistent. And Shaq says he loves it, and he receives it pretty much. And I don't really buy it. I think Shaq wants what Shaq wants in his time. And again, Shaq is struggling eternally. Chris and Nicole, they try to be like perfect, and they're probably, again, to me, what I say, they're probably the worst couple out of all. They always go into the trauma bonding kind of situation, and that's not healthy, and that won't sustain you, and you can't really build on that. That's shaky. So, Chris he understands that he has to continue to validate Nicole because she doesn't have self-esteem. You got to give another person their self-esteem. She needs it. She needs help. 911, all that kind of stuff. Therapy, coupons, gift cards, all of that. Please send them to Nicole. So as far as Clint and Gina kind of opened up in a slightly nasty way to me. Not that she did something disrespectful or crazy, but it was more so like, hey, look, I got plenty of friends. I don't need another friend and all that. And like, she's the one who's in the way. They could actually make it, not stay in the friend zone. So I really don't get her approach. And it seemed like, to me, she's not doing everything that she can to, make the marriage work or sustain it. So this was the real surprise for me. Like, they were kind of closing it out. Eris at the table pretty much said that, in reference to Jasmine, that like she's been the champion in this marriage. Like, she could have acted all kind of crazy of being rejected, and she just was a lady of grace, and he really respect what she did. Even if she went off, he could understand that because dealing with him, like the guy at the same time took accountability of what he did and what he didn't do in the marriage, as well as giving Jasmine her props in the marriage and saying, like, you really doing this, you really putting your best foot forward, and I really respect that. And it touched Jasmine so much that she started to cry. And I felt that, crazy enough. Like, I don't trust Eris, I don't believe Eris, but in that moment, I'm going to say that it was real because it hit home. It touched her. And people at the table received it as well. Like, wow, is this the same guy? Eris has really came through. He's kind of like did a 180 and doing it. And on that note, like, pretty much Eris had to run. He had something to do with his job or business, and Jasmine was actually missing him. I don't know if he was going back to see his other girlfriend or whatever. I don't know, but Jasmine is missing him, and she wants to be there for him. And he's still a little funny with it, like, oh, keep the bear spray by the door. I mean, by your bed, lock the doors and all that. And they actually hug, and that's a lot for them because it's like he totally rejects it. So, but to close it out, they're doing an 80s party, and everybody's there with the exception of Eris, and Jasmine's playing the bartender. And we learned that it's actually Clint and Nicole's birthday party. So everybody did their part. They came dressed for the 80s, and I thought they did a very good job because me being a former nostalgia vintage collector, I didn't expect the high level of 80s and all of that. Like I said, these glasses are probably older than a lot of people that watch this YouTube show. But it was everybody came through with the exception of Shaq. Shaq was in the wrong era. He had like the afro from the 70s and the bell bottoms. He failed, and I get that. He didn't have a dad to show him how to pick out nostalgic vintage clothes. Okay. But the party looked like a lot of fun. It looked like a lot of fun. They was just, dancing and drinking and, had their glow sticks. Like Shaq probably provided glow stick because, he had them glow stick parties during the week with his special men's mentee group or whatever. But yeah, it was really a good time. And to close it out, severely depressed Nicole had to say, in a confession with Chris, normally on my birthday, this is not how I celebrate it. I have my yearly cry for all the things that I didn't accomplish, that I missed out on, and the missed opportunities. I'm like, Nicole, please go get some medication. You're making me depressed. And that was pretty much the end of the show because it's going to be a to be continued. I guess Eris is going to come back off his trip and they're still going to be at the retreat house. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you thought. Something I missed, something you want to add. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.